So people ask me why I don't make the videos that I used to make anymore. And I want to show you something. When you speak out against public officials, they get really mad. And when they get really mad, they do things. And they get with other public officials and they plot against you and they just destroy your life or try to. So I'm going to show you guys where I used to live. And I'm going to tell you why I don't live there anymore. Back in the day, back in 2006, I stood up against all these public servants. And I called them out. I called the national news and everything. You guys probably never heard about it because Channel 7 News doesn't like to air the truth. So, a month after I called out all these public servants, all these, the mayor and you know, all these cops and all that stuff, the city, what is it, the city, you know, the people that do all the people that run all this stuff, right? So I called them all out, and then a month later, I'm going to show you what happened. I had a 3-story Victorian home. 4-story if you count the full basement. There used to be houses here, but they burnt down. So my neighbor, or the town, my neighbor started a fire right up there. This is where my house used to sit. That was actually my paint booth right back there, my airbrushing. But I had a 3-story Victorian home that came all the way out to the sidewalk. It was actually bigger than that house. And it looked way nicer than that house. So they tore my home down, and this is actually the basement of my house. Right here, you see all these blocks? This is actually the basement of where my house used to be. And they tore it out, and they told us a bear started the fire at our house. But when I came home, I got pictures of this dude with a 22-ton excavator sitting on the first floor. And then when I pulled up, he got out and he ran back that way behind that house. And behind that house is a 10-foot drop-off with nothing but steel rods sticking up out of the ground to keep people from jumping over the wall. You're going to get impaled. And that's what happened with the dude, because I heard him screaming. So anyways, this is what happens when you out corruption. Your house literally disappears. Your $230,000 homeowner insurance policy disappears. $280,000 house disappears. It literally just disappeared. Nobody knows what happened to it. Nobody knows where it went. Nobody knows where the dump trucks full of my house and all the contents went. They don't know what landfill it went to. They don't know who took the money, but we found out who took the money. The mayor took the money. The mayor and her code enforcement husband took $230,000 from us. This is where my house used to sit. This is why I don't go around doing everything that I used to do anymore. I still do it, but I don't do it on a grand scale. I don't alert the media. I don't alert all these people. I don't alert the corrupt people that I'm exposing them. Okay? This is why I don't do it no more. That's $500,000 that disappeared. $500,000 that disappeared. And one of the dudes that lives right here, he used to be the manager up at Walmart, and when I went up there to develop my film, he destroyed all the film. His name is Ron Orris. So that's why I don't like Walmart. But this is where my house used to sit. $280,000 house that was way nicer than that one. It made that one look like it should be in the projects. But this is what happens to people that expose the corruption in America. The public servants come after them. They're above the law, dude. When they say that they're held to a higher standard, that higher standard is literally no standard. They don't get in trouble. They don't get arrested for all this corruption. They don't get arrested for stealing my house. They don't get arrested for stealing the homeowner's insurance money. They don't get arrested for stealing all contents of the house. And they lied about everything, and the state police even helped them. They're all in on it together, guys. That's why I don't like cops. I don't like public servants at all. Any public servant is just a corrupt individual. I can't stand these people. And this is my proof. $500,000 gone. And that's not including the contents of the house. This is why I don't do it. This is why I say go research, find out for yourself. You have to know for yourself, because if you're counting on me to tell you, dude, I got way too much stuff to lose now. 20 years ago when I lost this house, I didn't really have that much to lose, but now I got a ton to lose. Ton to lose, man. And it's not just a house anymore. That's why I don't do all the stuff that I used to do. That's why I don't make all these YouTube videos on how I used to do them and all that other stuff, you know? Yeah, that's why I don't do it anymore. All right, guys? Okay. So until other people actually step up and start doing stuff, you know, start advocating for other people's human rights. I'm not talking civil rights, I'm talking human rights. Just the everyday rights that we have. And see, what they tore my house down for was because they were trying to ban the 4th of July in this town. You couldn't light a firework. If you had a sparkler, it was a $250 fine that went up to $1,000, that went up to a year in jail. So I stood up to these crackheads that are trying to ban Independence Day in America. The city of Bradford, Pennsylvania tried to ban Independence Day, the 4th of July, and said that all fireworks, sparklers, snakes, whatever they are, $1,000 fine up to a year in jail. And if you use a lighter on the 4th of July, it's a $1,000 fine automatically, using a lighter on the 4th of July. So that's something I couldn't put up with. I couldn't just sit down and take that. So I called everybody. I called the national news. Nice little cobra. Called the national news. WKBW 7 out of Buffalo, New York came down, interviewed me. They never aired the interview. They actually aired an interview of a dude that was on vacation. He's not even from this area. Why do I got someone following me? Got someone following me. Not a good place to stand, dude. What, dude? What'd you say? These people don't even live around here, man. But anyways, that's what happens when you stand up against these people. And it was over the 4th of July. They were banning the 4th of July. $1,000 fine for sparklers. $1,000 fine for using your lighter. I don't know, man. Traitors to America? That's what I think. Traitors. You're going to ban Independence Day. Ban the use of lighters. And then tear my house down because I stood up to you. Welcome to America. Welcome to the corrupt American government public servant system. Welcome. Enjoy your stay. Now you know why we stopped talking. We were losing everything, and you guys weren't even paying attention. And now it's 2025. This stuff has been out since the 90s, and it's all new to you. Sounds like a personal problem, homie.